Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Wednesday. Happy Cousin Fun Day. Did y'all have fun with your cousins today? I had fun with my cousin today. Happy Cousin Fun Day. It's Wednesday, which means that Caroline picked me up and we ran errands. Why can't I fix this hood on my hoodie? I just started a load of laundry of comfy clothes to wear tonight. I already have tons of comfy clothes already like folded and ready to put away in the closet. But I bought a pair of sweatpants at Abercrombie & Fitch. Remember that a couple weeks ago? And those sweatpants, although extremely expensive, they were like $70. I think they were actually $70 and I got them on sale. They were like half off. They are probably the most comfortable pair of sweatpants I have ever owned in my entire life. So I'm washing those right now, and I'm washing this like Target black t-shirt that I've had for years. It's real comfortable. And a pair of gray socks that I have kind of fallen in love with. Which is interesting because I don't love socks. But at night when it gets like cold in here, so I go back and forth between about 4 degrees downstairs when I'm, like Alex doesn't really care upstairs, but when I'm down here watching TV, I go between about 4 degrees on the thermometer, which is between like 68 and 71. Is that 3 degrees? No, wait, 68, 70, 68, 69. What is going on with my computer? Hold on. Okay, my computer, by the way, is like literally on its last leg. If it makes it through this weekend, that will be a good thing because I'm going to probably need to go and buy a new computer either this weekend or next week. I mean, I came home today and I like fired it up to like I've done a haul video today that I didn't expect to do. And I was like, my computer just like immediately died. And I was like, what is going on? It was so burning up hot. And so then I started it up again. It was fine. It cooled down. But anyway, it's like it goes in and out. Like the light goes in and it's like on its last leg. The computer is on its last leg. So, I actually, you know what I need to do is like I need to start like saving some stuff that's on an external drive. I need to start saving some stuff on here that I don't normally save because it's just on my computer, like templates and stuff like that. But anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, I don't normally wear socks in the house, but like at night, I get hot sitting down here. Like if it's 70 or 71, I start getting really hot. But then if I put it down to like 68 or 69, I'm like, oh, it feels so good in here. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like really cold. And so I put on like a hoodie with like socks, but then I'm uncomfortable. And so then I take the hoodie off and the socks off and I turn the temperature back up and then I get hot again. So I figured out that like 69 with like a long t-shirt and sweatpants and socks is pretty comfortable for me. So I have been wearing socks sometimes at night. I don't have them on today. Right now I have on just these Birkenstock plastic sandals. I wore my gray flannel clogs with no socks. I'm not a big sock person. In the last couple years I've gotten, it was funny because I said that a couple videos ago and somebody was like, oh, I hate socks too. I'm not a big sock person, especially I think because I wear so many like Birkenstock sandals and stuff like that in the spring and the summer and way into the fall. But like Alex always has like socks on in the house and stuff like that. I just am not a sock person. I really have never been a sock person. I don't love socks. I never can get them where they're like super comfortable on my feet. Like obviously to like walk and, you know, stuff like that and to work out, I wear socks with like my sneakers, but I never can get like the sock like perfectly comfortable on my foot. I think that's part of it. But I'm not a lover of socks. But the last couple years I've like bought like compression socks, which I wear those from time to time. I don't find that they're super comfortable. The compression socks, they go up way too high on my legs. What is this nonsense that we're talking about with socks? But anyway, but I bought some like cute socks the last couple years that I really, really like. I like the look of socks, you know, like when I'm out, like if I'm at a meeting, you know, you sit in a circle, and so like I'll notice other people's socks, and I'll be like, oh, he's got cute socks on, or she's got cute socks on, or I want to buy those socks, or whatever. Like Tanya's son always has like the best socks, and I'm like, you know, and my brother-in-law, Fufu, he has like the best socks, and so whenever I'm like around them, I'm always like, God, they like the best. Tanya bought her son all these socks. for Christmas and like his birthday and stuff like that. I was like, where did you find those socks? And she's like, this website. And then I was looking this website up and I was like, I'm not going to end up wearing these socks. I literally have a plastic tub in the basement that I keep underneath the hanging clothes in the basement. And the tub is about this deep and it's like this, you know, just like a plastic tub. And it's filled with like clean socks, you know, pairs of clean socks. And I hardly ever go over there. And if I do, it's for a pair of black socks or a pair of gray socks. And I have so many pairs of fun socks. I just am not a sock person. Especially when it's like warm enough outside that I don't have to wear socks, then I don't. Like today I didn't wear socks. But anyway, okay, enough with the sock talk. So let's do a time and temperature check really quick before my computer dies on me. It's like I can tell it's going in and out right now. So it is currently 5:02 p.m. Alex will probably be getting off work here in just a little bit to come home. And, oh, the temperature. Let's see what the temperature is. I'm kind of interested, actually. Have I looked today? I don't remember if I looked. If I did, I mean, it wasn't on the computer. It was on my phone. Indianapolis weather. It is 47 degrees outside right now. It's been sunny all day long. It's been a beautiful day. Caroline had the sunroof open in her car. That's how nice it was. Let's look and see if the temperature has changed since yesterday when I read the temperature forecast. So tonight it's supposed to get down to 28. Last night it wasn't even that cold outside. I actually thought about like vlogging outside today, but I'm getting this, well, the video's up, so I guess I could. But anyway, tomorrow it's supposed to be 48. Now Friday it says 55. I think it said 52 or 53 or something like that yesterday. Saturday 45, Sunday 56, Monday 55. I mean, this is like early spring. This is like late March. And then in the 40s, there's like 2 days, 3 days that are in the, 4 days that are in the 30s, going up to the 12th of February. No snow. Oh no, here it is. Sunday the 9th, rain and snow showers. I'm sure that'll change. Rain and snow showers in the morning, changing to rain showers in the afternoon, high around 45. I mean, 45 is not like snow shower temperature. So anyway, but today it is currently, what did I say it was? Gotta go back. It is currently 47 degrees, it says outside, and it says sunny. So that's the temperature at Wednesday at 5 p.m. it said. So, and then today at Trader Joe's, I bought a new candle. By the way, if you watch my vlog from yesterday, I talked about, so I named the video yesterday My Biggest Disappointment, which if you watch the whole vlog, my biggest disappointment of yesterday. If you haven't been making it through the end of the vlogs, at the very end of the vlog, I tell everybody, like, drop this emoji in the comment section to show that you made it to the end of the vlog and that you're still listening and you're not bored. Or that you're bored, but maybe you're still listening. I don't know. But anyway, so that was why I called my video yesterday The Biggest Disappointment, because my biggest disappointment of 2024 was, I mean, it was a joke, you guys. It wasn't literally my biggest disappointment. I think most people understood that. My biggest disappointment was Goose Creek candles, because I was so, oh, no. My biggest, well, that was probably my, as far as candles, I would say Goose Creek was my second disappointment of 2024. But I said my biggest disappointment was our own candle company, which were the candles with the handles, you know? And so I lit one yesterday, and I said it doesn't put off a throw or a scent. None of them do. The only one that does is mulled apple cider or whatever. So I got done with that video yesterday, that vlog. Usually when I'm like, I have a candle lit here, I usually like blow it out and I put it right over there for like the next day. But when Mare sent me the Mythology candle, the green tea one, I moved it over to that table over there that's kind of like in between like the couch and the kitchen. And so I would light it at night, and Alex really liked that. So now, when I have a candle burning, like during the vlog, I just move it to the kitchen, like in the island. And so yesterday, I moved, after calling the vlog My Biggest Disappointment and saying that none of the candles, most of them, I would say, like, I mean, I've probably burnt at this point, like, I don't even know, 7 or 8 of them. And they hardly put off any kind of throw scent whatsoever. And so yesterday, I lit that one. And I said that my favorite was, something nuts. I can't remember what it's called now. But anyway, oh, that's going to drive me crazy. What's that called? Why can't I think of... I just said it in the video yesterday, because the one I got was banana nut bread. And the one it's called, or we're going to look it up, Smell My Nuts, I think is what it's called. Our own... I mean, even the keyboard is bad on this computer. Candle Company, Smell My Hair? Smell My... Is it called Smell My Nuts? Smell My Nuts. Even that one, which was my favorite one, there is a candle called, this is so gross, there is a candle that you can buy, and it's called Hairy Nutsack. That is so gross. Why would you want to buy a candle called that? It is $27. What? brand is called Aw Shit Damn Unique Novelty Gifts. $27 for this candle. What does it say? Oh, our print-on-demand products are custom-made just for you, it says. Okay. Okay. What are the other things they have on here? They have, like, men's gifts and women's gifts. Let's see the men's t-shirts that they have that are print-on-demand. What do they say? What? These are so stupid. Golf ones. Anyway. Why would you ever want that candle? But the candle that I got that back in the day was called Smell My Nuts by our own candle company. Even that one, remember I bought it. I had the box of those candles sitting over here forever until I had gone through half of them and then I moved them over there. But even that candle that was my favorite back in the day didn't throw off a scent or, you know, what's it called, a throw. I need to look this up. I know that there's going to be some candle aficionados, and this is where Mel, my book club partner, she loves candles, but she's not a candle aficionado. This is where Mare is like DMing me right now, and she watching this vlog. Hey, Mare, how are you? And she's like, a throw is, because she literally is a candle aficionado. Okay, what is a candle throw? We're going to get, okay. A candle throw is a measure of how well a candle scent fills a space. It's a way to describe the strength and quality of a candle's fragrance. A cold throw, oh, I didn't know all this. The strength of a candle's scent when it's unlit. This is the initial scent you smell when you open the candle. I guess as a candle review company, I probably should know this. A hot throw, the strength of a candle's scent when it's burning. I mean, literally, you guys, the computer, like the light on the computer is going like in and out, and it's like fading. I'm like, oh my God, please make it through the vlog so I can get the vlog up today. The strength of a candle's scent when it's burning. What factors affect a candle's throw? Well, probably how old they are. Some scents are naturally stronger than others. For example, vanilla-based scents tend to be heavier and fill a room more easier. Okay, and it goes through. Oh, Alex just texted me and said he's on his way home. So it goes through and it explains all this stuff. Let me text him back and say, okay, babe. I'll say, okay, babe, vlogging. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, babe, vlogging, I said. He'll heart it, watch. Okay, what was the other thing I wanted to look up about candles? Well, anyway, I said that those candles, my biggest disappointment was our own candle company because I used to love them back in the day. And then they had so disappointed me when I bought all those candles. I mean, I spent a lot of money on those candles and none of them smelled at all. Oh, this is what I want to look up because this is what I want to look up. There was a lot of, do candles expire? Candles don't have an expiration date, but they can degrade over time. He just liked it. The quality of a candle depends on the type of wax it's made from. Signs that a candle has gone bad or it smells bad or overpowering is a shorter burn time, it's discolored, it's cracked or dry. So most of those candle waxes that I had were like cracked, dry, or discolored. How to extend the life of a candle. Store it in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. Keep it away from drafts and sudden temperature changes. Use a candle topper or glass cloche. Trim the wick. Don't burn it for too long. Okay. How long a candle lasts? Most candles should be used within a year and a half of purchase. Beeswax candles tend to last the longest. That's all I know about candles is from what I've Googled. But anyway, long story short is I got done yesterday burning that candle. Like, for example, this candle that I'm going to show you here in a second that I just got from Trader Joe's today, this green tea candle. I mean, it's not, I haven't lit it or anything. It's like so strong. The cold throw is very strong on this candle. So yesterday I moved that candle into the kitchen. I went upstairs while the vlog was rendering, and I came downstairs, I don't know, like 25 minutes later. This computer is driving me crazy. I came down like 20 or 25 minutes later, and the entire downstairs smelled like that candle. I was like, here, I just went on and on and on about how bad this candle is, and now the whole downstairs smells like it. So I don't know, maybe it was specifically that candle, but if you're gonna buy our own candle company, the two that I would recommend of recent are the mulled apple cider or mulled cider, warm mulled cider, or the one that I had yesterday, which was banana bread. Those two, hot throw. Hot throw all the way. The rest of them, not so much. Not so much at all. And I don't know about the wax melts because the only ones that I bought were the warm mulled cider or apple cider or whatever it's called. Anyway, well, I'll tell you what it's called right here. I'll look it up in case you want to buy it. Our own candle company, mulled cider. I think the candle was red. Yeah, here it is. Mulled cider scented, and then it shows you all these other candles from different companies that you can buy if you would like to. What is this candle? It's $2. Oh, it's like is this it's not a candle, is it? What is this for $2? Mulled cider or mulled cider candle. It literally is $2. Oh my God. It can't be. How much for an 8-ounce one? It doesn't. Hurry, only nine stock. Oh, $16.99. Well, what's for $2? That's a cheat. No. So anyway, I moved that. So that candle, I will tell you, was good. But anyway, okay. So today when we were at Trader Joe's, Caroline and I were looking at, she wanted to go to Trader Joe's to get her macaroni and cheese and stuff like that. And so Caroline loves the Trader Joe's, like bath products and like the soap and the lotions, all kind of stuff. I have to tell you, I love Trader Joe's. I'm not that thrown out with their skincare, body care products and stuff like that. Boo Radley used to love their treats. There was like these like, I can't remember what the treats were. They were like bone marrow or something like that. He loved these little treats. But the skincare, I love their candles. But their skincare products, like I bought the shampoo and conditioner. It was like lemongrass. I think it's like maybe some of the worst shampoo and conditioner I've ever bought in my entire life. I mean, the prices and stuff were fair. Caroline loves their like little beauty product. It's like right next to the candles, the dog food, and the cat food. It's like they have it all in like one area. But Caroline loves her skin. She buys like the lotion. She buys like the body wash. She bought 2 like body sprays. So anyway, we were looking at their candles because they have their candles all mixed in there. And the only 2 kind of candles they had were rose. I do not like rose scented anything. Really. I mean, anyway, I've talked about that on here before. Rose is like probably my least favorite scent of life. And so then the other one they had was this one. I had all this stuff in my arms, okay? Caroline's literally pushing a cart, and she goes, well, open it so we can smell it. I go, yeah, because you're pushing a cart. I've got all this stuff. So we got this one. It was $9.99. It's a big candle for $9.99. And their candles burn really slow, by the way. This is the Crackling Citrus Green Tea Scented Candle Wooden Wick. Caroline's like, oh, I don't want that. She was like, I hate wooden wicks, and so does Mike. I was like, okay, good to know. With hints of lemon, rhubarb, rosewood, and green tea. Approximately 50 hours of burn time. I mean, it's a really plain looking candle, but I mean, do we really care? I mean, do you burn a candle, just look at it for hours? I don't. That's why I don't get taken with how a candle looks. But then yesterday, thank you guys all for like the advice. By the way, 2 things on the comments from yesterday. Okay, number 1, thank you for all the suggestions on the DW candles. A lot of people told me you can get them at TJ Maxx, at home, places like Marshall's and stuff like that. So I'll look. I was going to look today, but like we ran around to a bunch of places. And Caroline's like, is there anywhere else you want to go? And honestly, it was getting late in the day, which is why I didn't film a lot of videos today. And so I was like, no, I just kind of want to get home. Like, I don't need to go look. So I don't know. I would like to see their candles in person. I hope that I don't get like a wild hair up my ass this weekend to like order some of these candles, because I would kind of like to see one in person to see if I really like them that much. A couple people like actually DM'd me, and Mare was one of them. A couple other people DM'd me as well, and said their quality is very similar to Goose Creek. So I, to be honest with you, like Goose Creek, like their scents were really, really cool, and like their packaging, but I don't want to. I would rather spend a little bit more money on a candle like Mythology that I'm going to absolutely love. And like, I love the Capri Blue candles that like smell up. The Capri Blue candles are probably my all-time favorite. I love the jars. I love how they smell. Those ones that I got at like Nordstrom Rack or wherever a while ago, those were not Capri Blue. I thought they were. I have one big one, and then Marissa sent me another one over there, a smaller one. But they burn so long. They smell so good. The whole house smells like a scent. The one I bought today, what is it? Sand and Fog. I wanted to look that up. So I got another candle today, a huge one. I have another one. It's Ocean Mist. Sand and Fog candle. I want to look and see what these are like online, because at Costco, I mean, they were like $19.99 and then they were 10 off. They were like $10 or $12. I think they were like $12.99 or something today. It was crazy. Shop candles. Let's see. Shop all candles. Okay. It's a square candle. It's like this big square candle. Where is it at? I don't even see it on here. What is Sand and Paws? Is that for dog stuff? There's like 26 pages. I can't go through all this. Okay. Not today. We're not doing that. Let's look up. I think it's called Ocean Mist. They don't even show it on here. Do they have lotions? Because they have somebody I think told me personal care. So they also had the lotions at Costco, and they sold them one time, and every time I've looked, it was like a 3-pack of them. And they don't have them anymore. Yeah, Sand and Fog, here they are. The body wash, it was body wash, lotion, and something else. And it was like $9.99 for a huge pack of 3. And on here, they're like $18. It's not too expensive, not as expensive as I thought it was. Sand and Fog, Ocean. Maybe they just have the square candle. Like, specialty. Oh, no, here it is. $54. Oh, $49. Oh my God, $49.99. And I got it for like $12.99. Well, that's on eBay. And they must be like out, they can't sell them anymore. Here's another one for $42, $54. They must like be out of like, you can't buy them anymore. $79.99 for the candle that I just paid $12.99 for on Mercari. I should go over there and buy them all and then resell them. That's how I can make a bunch of money. But anyway, I would rather spend a little bit more money on a candle that I really, really like than buy a bunch of candles because I like how they look. Somebody's calling me. Then buy a bunch of candles that I think look fun, and then I get them and I don't like them. And that is usually what happens. I did not buy a lot of Christmas candles this year that I didn't use. I think I have like 2 down there. And I think they're from like, I think I bought them on sale last year. And they're like the only 2 Christmas candles that I have down there left. So I've been trying a lot of different like brands too. Like Alex bought that one over there. I don't know what this is, this brown one over there. I don't want to move the camera over that. So anyway, let's try this citrus green tea candle from Trader Joe's. The crackling wick. Of course, I love the crackling wicks. I know a lot of people don't. I just think the sound is fun. Burns well. So yeah, so today Caroline and I, we ran around. Oh, I just made coffee too. Here's my mug of the day. It is, oh, I should put the title right there of the vlog. That would be cute, wouldn't it? I don't even know what the title's gonna be yet. I don't ever know what it's gonna be until I get done with the vlog. Every day I'm trying to use a different mug. Can I just tell you that this is like, okay, how I get ready for the vlog, all right? So when I'm ready to vlog, I start the Keurig up, and then I stand in the kitchen, I go through like the cabinets, and we have hanging mugs up. That Alex made me this little coffee corner a couple years ago. And so this is where I got that candle, this mug. This mug, I don't even remember where I bought this. Remember I wanted just a white mug? That's when I bought this. I also bought a pack of 4 mugs, and 3 of them, I think 2 of them are in the cabinets, and 2 of them are in the garage, or 3 of them are in the garage, or something in the box still to use, like to give away to people. Because I don't need 4 white mugs of the same mug. I mean, really, when you think about this, I love when you, like, watch movies or you read a book, and, like, I had a friend of mine back in the day like this. She was fantastic. She was so cool. But, like, when you would go to her house, okay, I mean, first of all, this computer is starting to get really hot again. I know people are going to be like, you need to get, like a fan for your computer. My computer has been just fine for the last 8 years that I've had it. I need a new computer. That's what it is. But I appreciate your suggestions. But I had this friend of mine, oh my God, she had so much money. But you would never know it. And every day she wore like either khakis or jeans. And she always wore like these like Mary Jane Doc Martens. And then like a crisp white shirt with like the collar kind of like not popped up, but kind of up. And like in her room, in her bedroom, so she had this really cool house. It was like small, but it was really cool. It was very like minimalist. And when you, like it was all these like kind of like really light like wood floors. And there was like really not a lot in there. Like she had like a couch and like a chair in her living room. Like it was like white, like off-white. And then she had like really cool art, colorful art on the walls. And then like a big screen TV. And then her bedroom was like very plain as well. But if you went into her bedroom, it's like my friend that I went to London with too, her sister was like this too. She had all these books just stacked up on the floor. And she read all these books too. And then in her bedroom, I think the house was like, it was like this old house. And that was like in the Broaderpool area if you know Indianapolis at all. But anyway, it didn't have like a big closet. So she had like this hanging rack out in her room. But it wasn't like a roller one. It like was on these 2 things. And she like on that rack, she would have like 4 or 5 like ironed like white shirts. And then she would have hung up like 2 pairs of khaki pants, 2 pairs of jeans. I mean, she would wash them and hang pants up, you know? And that was like all she ever wore. Like Birkenstock sandals in the summer, these Mary Jane Doc Martens in the winter. Like, it was like all she ever wore. And she would like a black turtleneck too. And that was like it that she ever wore. And she just was very like minimalist about like everything, you know, like she wouldn't have 50 candles, she'd have like one candle in every room, you know, but like if you went in her room, she'd have like all white flowers, but like she'd have the same flowers throughout the whole house. She just was really, really cool. Why was I telling that story? I don't even remember why I was telling that story now. Oh, the mug. Oh, this is what I was going to say. Like, when you went into her kitchen, she had, like, 4 water glasses, and she had, like, 2 coffee mugs, and they were both, like, identical coffee probably something very similar to this. And she had, like, 4 plates, 2 bowls. She had, like, 2 forks. I mean, she was never hosting dinner parties. I mean, she had very, very minimalist. And I can remember talking to her about it, and she's like, you just don't need that much stuff in life. And I was like, but you keep these books. She's like, I buy the books to read. Because I said something to her about the library one time. She's like, no, I like to, like, use a book. Like, I like to really be in a book and, you know, like, dog ear it and leave it, you know, next to the pool and all this kind of stuff. And so, because I can remember, I used to be like, you don't treat books that way. And then we went to Mexico one time, and I like it got wet. I was reading Big Little Lies by Leah Moriarty, and just like, I remembered her talking about that and just like really loving, like getting into a book. And she's like, plus I like to give my books away. Like, she's like, after I read them, I like to like give them to other people to enjoy them as well. But that was like really the only thing that she ever like had a lot of. She was so minimalist about everything. And I always remember thinking, and we know that I'm not that, okay? I did a shopping haul today. I buy 50 candles. I mean, it's just, it's excess. I don't need to. That would probably be a great goal for me, is to like get rid of the things that I, like all the things I have and just break it down. But I can remember like going to her house, and she would like, I don't even think she had a dishwasher, because I can remember I'm seeing her standing in her sink. Her window in her kitchen looked over her backyard, which was beautiful. But like everything in her house was just like very minimalist. And I don't know, she just was very cool. And like, I can remember her house being like very quiet, you know, and if she played music, it was like very low, and she'd always play like some jazz music or whatever. She just was really, really cool. But anyway, yeah, that was a different part of my life. But anyway, we never had like a falling out or anything like that. Just different group of friends, different part of my life. I don't even think she lives in Indianapolis anymore, actually. She would travel for months and months. She was like, I think she was like 15 years older than me when I knew her. She was somebody that I knew when I first got sober, but she would like travel for months at a time, like all over to like the most obscure places. And anyway, she was really cool. It's funny, I don't think about her very often. It's funny that a coffee mug made me think of her, but I remember I can see her house. Like, she didn't have, like, she had actually, like, those cabinets in the kitchen. Before it was, like, popular to have them, she had them where it was, like, the see-through glass, like, cabinets. You know what I'm talking about? Like, where, like, it was just glass you could see into your cabinet. She had that. And that's how I remember, like, she had, like, nothing in her cabinets. It was like she just moved in, but she hadn't. She'd lived there forever. And, but I can just remember asking her, I'd be like, you only have 2 coffee mugs? And she'd be like, how many more coffee mugs do you really need? She was like, it's not like I have dinner parties. She should say that, you know? When she didn't have dinner parties, that's why I said that, you know? But anyway, she was cool. I should try to, like, reach out to her. Anyway, isn't it funny how you kind of, like, pick things up from people through these? You know, somebody said this to me the other day. I think it was they left it on a comment, or they direct messaged me or something. I don't know. But I was talking about my Peterisms video. I don't know who said this to me, but it was like, it was in... I thought I heard the garage door, but it's the washing machine downstairs. I think it was on my Peterisms video, and it was somebody, I don't know who it was, maybe it was Brian that watched, but I said something about, that I say on my videos, on my Peterisms videos, that it's like, none of the stuff that I come up with is like original. It's all things that other people have passed down to me or I heard. That's true. Like, it is 100% true. I think the trick in life is being a self-thinker and thinking for yourself, obviously, and thinking through things. But when people impose upon you suggestions for life or whatever, and I'm not talking about like when you're having like, what diet should I do? And people give you 30 different decisions, or medical issues. I'm talking about like when somebody says something to you, like, have you ever thought like maybe you have too much stuff? Like, I used to be like that too, and now I only have 2 coffee mugs, right? Like, or, you know, somebody will say things to me like, you know, like back in the day was, you know, sobriety slogans and things like that. Or, you know, I mean, I had, like, every sponsor I've ever had has said to me, you know, would you rather be happy or would you rather be right? I would rather be happy. I don't have a need to be right today in my life. I haven't had a need to be right in my life for a very long time. So ask me why in my life I have continued to fight for the need to be right, when I could care less about being right. I just, that's not something that concerns me at all, right? which is probably why I had all these sponsors say it to me for years and years and years. But, you know, I think that's true. I think like the trick to learning things in life is, I mean, we have so many teachers, and teachers just don't come in the form of being in a school. I've had so many teachers in my life, you know, that, I mean, and not just sober people. I'm talking about, I love the movie, like, Lost in Translation, because they literally, it's people that meet for, like, a weekend, and, like, they learn so much about each other, or from each other. But I think, like, the camera stopped. By the way, this candle is not putting off a hot throw yet. But it might. It put off a cold throw, so I don't know why it's not putting off a hot throw. But, you know, I look at my life and I think about, like, my mom, my dad, my stepmom, my aunt, my uncle, Caroline, Alex, Tanya, my sponsor, past sponsors, people in recovery, my neighbors. You know, so many people in my life that, school teachers, friends, random people that I met, people that I worked with, other YouTubers, you guys. I've learned so much from you guys. You know, it's just like dogs, obviously, are big teachers as well. Other animals. You know, I think when I sit outside and I look at, like, squirrels running and stuff like that, it teaches me, like, living in the moment and being patient. And not, like, having to, like, this necessity to speed through life and stuff like that. It's interesting, you know, like, when you look at your life, I think the trick is to listen a little bit closer to what people have to say. I think that for us, like, our personal belief systems, our political beliefs, our sociological beliefs, things like that, I think come from our internal belief systems. Though that's not what I'm talking about as far as teachers. I'm talking about, like, life lessons. How to live your life better, your perspective to look at life. One of the things I wish I had done when I was younger, and I mean up until about 30, was I wish I would have listened closer to the people that were imposing their wisdom on me. Not necessarily just taking them at face value and being like, oh, I 100% agree with you. Okay, thank you for sharing that with me. Now I'm going to change my life. But at least listening and maybe thinking it through on my own, you know? I'm a big believer in questioning authority. I think we should question anything that people, you know, ask us and tell us and whatever. But if it fits right for us, if it feels right for us, and taking it on. There's so many things that, like, in my teens and 20s that people that I lived through, I mean, I'm such a believer in life experience, that people that had more life experience than me, that I lived through more than me, you know, especially when it comes to, like, sobriety and things like that. But, you know, also when it comes to life things, owning a home, taking care of a home, you know, saving money. I'm glad that was, like, those are things that, like, the saving money thing. And I don't even remember who told me to read, like, Rich Dad, Poor Dad or whatever, but I was way too late to the game when I read it. I mean, that's a book you should read, like, in college. I read that book way too late, but I can remember, like, Dave Ramsey. I don't even remember who, like, suggested that to me, but I'm glad I listened. I'm glad I listened. But, you know, a lot of the things in a Dave Ramsey book are things that my dad had told me for 20 years, and I just didn't listen. I thought, no, that's my dad's old-fashioned, like, that's how he thinks. I'm going to do it different. I know what's best for me. You know, in recovery, we say our best thinking got us here. When I think about any, like, problem I've had in my life, my best thinking got me there. You know, had I listened maybe to other people's life experience, not that my life experience exactly mirrors or matches theirs, but if I was willing to listen and go, okay, well, let me apply what they went through and kind of to my situation, even though my situation's different, let me apply it. Now, today, I do that. I at least listen. It doesn't mean that every piece of advice or suggestions that somebody gives me, I take firsthand. But I listen to it. I think about it, you know. I think especially when it comes to, like, Alex, my sponsor, Tanya. I think, you know, Alex's mom, my dad and stepmom. I think people that I know, like, close friends of mine, things like that. I think, like, do you remember that song, like, Always Wear Your Sunshine, you know? Or Always Wear Your Sunshine, Always Wear Your Sunscreen. What's that one line? I won't look it up. That says something about always wear sunscreen. Do you remember that song? I loved that song back in the day. It always made me cry. Song lyrics. Baz Luhrmann, he's the one that did those, like, Romeo and Juliet movies and stuff. If I could offer you one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. Obviously, I didn't listen to that. enjoy the power and beauty of your youth, or never mind. You will not understand the power and beauty of your youth until they have faded. And it's so true, right? Like, you know, I look back in my life when I was like, I mean, even in my like mid-30s, like my body was banging. I wasn't worried about, you know, like all this kind of stuff. And I look back on that and I think, God, I took it for granted. You know, I totally took it for granted, you know? In 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You are not as fat as you imagine. Now, when I think about this song, like I haven't looked at these song lyrics in a long time or listened to this song. I love this song so much. If you've never heard it, look it up. It's called, I will tell you, by Baz Luhrmann. It's a spoken song, but ladies and gentlemen of the class of 1997, it's called Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen. And it's got that song in the background. Everybody's free. Anyway. But, you know, I think about that today, too. Like, I still think about the song lyrics today. Like, when I think, okay, you're 52 years old. Like, you think of yourself as older. I have a friend of mine that's my age. Like, he and his wife are my age. They just had a baby, okay? Like, they're posting Facebook. I'm like, you just had a baby and you're my age. And I already think, like, I'm on my deathbed. It's, you know, and I think it's, like, the condition of, like, being on YouTube. Alex just came home. Like, being on YouTube and having your job on YouTube and things like that, right? It's like, you know, most of the people that I'm interacting with on YouTube are like at least 10 years younger than me, you know? God, probably 15 years younger than me, you know, most of the other drama channels and stuff like that. And so it's interesting, you know? It's like, I think like I feel so much older because that's what I'm doing, but in reality, I'm not, you know? Not compared to... Okay, so I'm watching not Real Housewives, I am watching that. I'm watching, Traitors UK Season 1 and 2. Alex and I watched like 2 episodes of Traitors UK Season 2 last night, and then I was watching Traitors UK Season 1 last night. And there's this Diane woman, and she's like 65 or something on the show, and she's like running. I'm like, you're going to stop referring to yourself as old. I mean, it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of a joke that sometimes I buy into. Okay, we're going to get to these lyrics in just a second. Hello! Hi. Okay, let me get off here really quick and say hello to him, even though I just said hello to him. And then I will be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. Alex came in and like he set his ring light back up over there and stuff like that. And then he went upstairs and he's changing. He's going to relax for a little bit. And I'm going to finish my vlog. And then I don't know. We're probably going to watch some Housewives tonight. Tonight's Wednesday. So Salt Lake City, the reunion was on last night. Monday night, Beverly Hills. And New York, I think, is on tonight. So we'll probably watch Housewives tonight. But yeah, last night we watched... So Alex is like thick into Love Island. Somebody asked me last night, he's watching Love Island All-Stars, which I guess is like a spinoff of UK. And he's watched all of that. But we watched... I don't know how far we are in season 2. So the reason why he and I are watching Traitors UK season 2, so we're obviously watching the US version, which is, what is it, the 3rd or 4th season? I don't remember. But anyway, because we've watched all the past seasons of the US Traitors. So he went in and he watched the UK Traitors season 1 and loved it. So he's already seen it. So then we started, he asked me one night if I wanted to watch Traitors UK season 2. So we started watching. He's like, do you care that you haven't watched season... He keeps on asking me. He's like, do you want to finish season 1? I'm like, no, I can watch them both at the same time. I'm like loving it. I don't know why, but like I said this to him last night. Like I was like on the couch and he was in the chair. And I brought the blanket out. We had candles lit and stuff. And I was like, it is so... Like this show is so cozy. I know it's like a mystery like reality show about like killing people off. But it's so... There's something so cozy to me about it. So anyway... So he's already watched season 1, so we're watching season 2 together. I think we're like on the 4th or 5th episode. I'm about at the same place. So then I started watching season 1 of Traitors UK the other night. And I watched last night like 2 or 3 episodes. So I'm now on, I think we're like both of us like, I think it might be 1 ahead on season 1. So I think we're like, he and I are on season 2, episode 5, and I think I'm on episode 6. I don't remember. But anyway, well, just to finish that. So last night, we watched that, and then he was watching Love Island All-Stars, and I took a nap. By the way, I'm thinking about, like, I didn't realize the new Bachelor had come out, so I guess this week was the first episode of the new Bachelor. I usually watch the Bachelor and the Bachelor. I mean, I started it a year ago. I watched, this would be my second Bachelor that I would watch. Joey was the first one. Well, how I got it started was I watched The Golden Bachelor with Gary Jerry, and then I watched Bachelor in Paradise, which is my favorite, but I don't think it's coming back until 2025. Well, the end of, when is it coming back? Next fall? Well, anyway, I think I looked, it's coming back next fall. So I watched The Golden Bachelor, and then I watched, at the same time, Bachelor in Paradise was out, and I loved both of them. This is how I became part of Bachelor Nation. If you watch it, you're part of, like, it's called Bachelor Nation. So then I watched, I think the next one was Joey, and Joey was the next Bachelor. And then Jen was on Joey's season. So the way it works, I didn't understand this. Like, Alex explained this to me, but I didn't really get it until I started watching the show. Is that somebody that's like on The Bachelor. Okay, so The Bachelor, I know this is stupid of me explaining it, but if you've never watched it, I did not know. So, like, okay, The Bachelor is, they have a bachelor, and like when Joey was the Bachelor, it's like one guy, and then there's like 30 women. And the women come on, and then, like, every week, like, that's where the rose ceremony, like, if he wants them to stay, he, like, gives them a rose. But he has to, like, cut so many women a week. And then it gets down to the final four, and they do hometowns, which is where they go to their home, and they visit, like, their hometown. And then from there, he picks 3, and they go to the fantasy suites, usually in, like, Mexico or Costa Rica or somewhere, and they stay at some resort. And they go on private dates, like, during the day, and then a dinner date at night, and then they can go to the fantasy suites and basically do it if they want. But from The Bachelor, like, they pick, like, the Bachelorette from The Bachelor. And then, like, from the Golden Bachelor, they pick Joan, the Golden Bachelorette. So Jen was after Joey. And then on, I can't remember his name is Gavin or something like that. This guy, the guy that's the new Bachelor. He seems real nice. He didn't really make it that far. And it was weird because they usually wait to announce it, like, at the finale. But, like, he got kicked off the show. Like, she didn't, you know, give him a rose. And then, like, the next day they announced it. But anyway, so his season just started. I'm thinking about covering it on my Peter, because there's a lot of drama that happens on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I'm thinking about covering it on my Peter Watches TV channel. Is anybody part of Bachelor Nation that wants to admit it? It's kind of embarrassing. This is the thing about the show is they're so long. They're so long. But on Joey's season, there was a lot of, like, drama and fighting and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about watching that. I saw that come up. But last night, I took a nap, and then when I got up from taking my nap, I talked to Tanya and Nikki on the phone, and then I finished Kiss the Girls last night, and I started the new one, which is called Jack and Jill. And today, Caroline and I went to Half Price Books. I ended up buying like 6 or 7 James Patterson books. If you're interested in reading the James Patterson books at all, I was buying them on Amazon brand new, and they were like $14.99 or something like that. Some of them were even more expensive than that because they're like ones that are hard to find. If you have a Half Price Books around you, the Half Price Books in Indianapolis, the one at Castleton that I went to, every James Patterson book was $3.99 there. Every one of them. Every paperback James Patterson. And I wanted the ones that had the old covers on it because I like the old covers that all look the same, you know. They don't all look the same, but like the font of the title and stuff, because I want to like keep them and save them. Yet again, keeping shit that you don't need, right? But anyway, I just thought it'd be fun after I read it to have the whole collection together, you know? So anyway, I went through there and I bought a couple other James Patterson books too, but I'm sure they have them at Goodwill and things like that if you're doing the James Patterson and Alex Cross read-along. I'm really having a fun time doing it. Kiss the Girls ends, and like as it ends, it's like they get called into like a new like murder thing, and then Jack and Jill starts, and it's like 2 murders at the same time. To be honest with you, it's funny because I did not remember Kiss the Girls the way that I thought I did. There were like 3 scenes in it and it wasn't from the movie, it was from the book. There were like 3 scenes that I like remembered. It's funny though, like in retrospect, like, I don't know why I specifically remember certain scenes in certain books, but anyway. But I finished Kiss the Girls last night. I will say what's interesting is, for years and years and years and years, I think I read Kiss the Girls first, so that was probably like my very first introduction to James Patterson back in the day. And I think I always just loved that book because it was my first one. But having read, and then I went back and read Along Came a Spider, which is actually the first one in the series. When I went back like this time and I read them, I liked Along Came a Spider a lot better than I liked Kiss the Girls. And now I'm reading Jack and Jill, which is actually even more interesting than the other 2, but I'm not that far into it. I read, I don't know, like 80 pages last night. So I will be finishing them by the end of the week, so I'll get all 3 of them in. Oh, and I also finished last night. I mean, it's a graphic novel. You could sit down in 10 minutes and probably read this book. But the children's book that's called... It's a children's book, but really, it's really more for adults, honestly. And they made a short movie out of it. I can't remember who sent it to me. I wish somebody would let me know in the comment section who sent it to me. I said it in the video where I unboxed it, but... The book, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Oh my God, you guys, that book is fantastic. So I finished that last night. I just put up my Peter Does Stuff video in my haul because I'm afraid that this computer is going to go down while I'm sitting there. We're going to make it. The computer is going to make it. Okay. The computer is going to make it. We're going to make it after all. Anyway, so I read last night, and then I was like, do I want to start a new show? But I was really excited about getting into Traitors. And so I think I slept kind of late on my nap last night. I think it was like 12:30 or something. I mean, late for me to get up from a nap. I think it was like 12:30 or something when I got up. Because I was kind of surprised that Tanya and Nikki were... Well, Nikki's up later. Oh, I know. I did some of my puzzles too last night. I like and listened to a little bit of that audiobook that I'm listening to, that Beautiful Ugly. I am so into those puzzles on the iPad. I am like obsessed with those puzzles. But I will say this, if I didn't say this the other day. Okay, this candle is starting to smell, and it smells really, really good. It smells similar to the Mythology candle, but not as strong. The Hot Throw is not as strong. Am I wrong about that? Is that like the roast thing with coffee? Am I saying it wrong? I don't know. If you're going to buy the puzzles on iPad and stuff like that, I was telling Nikki about it last night, and she was saying that her mom plays the puzzles. Because I said, don't, like, if you're going to do the, because Nikki was like, well, maybe I'll do them, whatever. If you're going to do the puzzles, like, on your tablet or whatever, definitely buy the ad-free ones. Because when I was doing it the other night, before I bought ad-free, it's like $9.99, and it's for life. On the app. Like, it's not like a year or anything like that. It's like you buy it ad-free for life. You know how you do that on some games and stuff like that? It was so annoying to do the puzzles with the ads, because in between every puzzle, all these ads, it was like you couldn't even get out of the ads, like X out of them. It would take you to that. It was just so impossible. And then on this one game, like while I was doing it, putting the puzzle pieces together and stuff like that, then like the ads would come up. Like you couldn't even get through a full puzzle without doing it. Last night I learned, because I was doing it when I wasn't reading and stuff like that, or listening to my audiobook at one point, they play music in the background. It's real soft music that they play while you're doing the puzzle. So cozy. I'm loving the puzzle so much. But anyway, and then I watched Traitors UK. I had 2.5 episodes to watch. What did I watch first, though? I feel like I watched something first last night. Had I already finished The Head, or did I finish that last night? Didn't I finish that the night before? I finished that the night before. Because I was like, who texted me? It was Alex telling me he's coming home. I was like, I finished, okay, here's my list. What was last night? Tuesday night? Where's my finished watch TV shows? The Head. I finished on the 28th, which would have been the last night, so I would have finished that Monday going into Tuesday. I keep a list of all my watched TV shows. I watched 13 TV shows so far in 2025. I had the dates on each one of them too. Because the reason I started keeping the dates on here was because somebody said their niece keeps a list on their phone of the shows they watched just like me, which I lived for. But the reason why I keep the dates on here is because I'll be like, when did I watch that? Like, what was I doing at that time that I watched that show? Because sometimes I like, so it helps me remember it. But anyway, it's kind of like, somebody said there's like a TV show app. Like, I looked at that Letterboxd one. It's not the same. But anyway, and then I went to bed. I had kind of a hard time falling asleep last night or this morning when I went to bed. I just couldn't fall asleep at all. And then when I woke up today, the anxiety like kicked in bad. I actually laid in bed for like a half an hour. I just like laid there and just kind of like looked out this way towards like the window. And I just was like, I literally like felt like I was shaking out of my skin. I was like, what is going on? I got in the car with Caroline and she was like, well, what's going on? I was like, nothing. Like, I've had like the greatest night last night. I feel so calm. It's not about that. It's not like something happened. And I don't think I really understood it until I had it, that it's not like something sets it off. Like, I think that's probably the biggest misconception that I even believed about anxiety. It's like, it's nothing, like, I don't know, it's so weird. It's like, My nose is like starting to drive me crazy. Like last night I was so calm and I was so relaxed. I had a great night last night. When I finally did fall asleep, I slept great last night. But when I woke up, I mean, I was like so shaking. And I was like, I didn't understand it. So, yeah. But anyway, I mean, one day like that out of many is much progress compared to a month ago where it was every single day that was like that, I think. And it took me a half an hour to kind of come out of it. By the time that like I got out of bed and I was brushing my teeth and washing my face and getting ready for Caroline to come, I was like that. So yeah, and then tonight, when I get done with this vlog, I'm going to upload this vlog, and then I'm going to like take a shower, put on my, well, I'll probably wait until my sweatpants are dry and stuff like that, because they'll be done now. I can put them in the dryer. And then when that stuff's done, I'll probably read until then, hang out with Alex, and then I'll take a shower, put on my comfy pajamas, take a nap tonight, watch some shows. So today, when I left to go with Caroline, so Caroline came to pick me up at 2:15. We ran around to everywhere. We went to the post office. I'll probably do that tomorrow at PO unboxing. I got some things from the post office. Where else did we go? I'm trying to think. Got coffee. Went to Costco. She wanted to go to Trader Joe's. I wanted to go to Half Price Books. We went to Target. It was fun. It was a fun day. But I didn't really have tons to do. So when I left, I was like, because Caroline was like, I have quite a few places to go. We went a bunch of other places too, but I mean, it's just like, you know, stuff. And so, and a lot of it too is, you know, like when we're like sitting there parked, like, we're like telling each other stories, we're listening to music, and like Caroline's like answering like emails and stuff. So we might sit in like a parking lot for like 20 minutes, which I totally don't mind because I'm like with somebody. So it's like, you know, kind of fun just to be out and whatever. And she'll be like, do you care if I answer these emails? I'm like, no, not at all. And so she'll be like, and what had happened? And I'll be like telling her a story or whatever. Or listening to music and, you know, just telling the story. Anyway, it's fun. So when I left, I was like, I think it was because of like how I woke up and feeling so anxious that I was like, you know what? If I get home late, then I'm not going to press myself to make videos today. Like, you know what? I've done a drama video the last 2 days. I filmed like 4 videos the last 2 days. You know, I was talking about this yesterday about like, you know, just kind of like needing to take it, you know, day at a time. I think like, I'm going through this period right now. Like I talked about it yesterday, but like I thought about it a lot when I got off here. I think I'm going through this period where I need to like take each day, like my therapist has said, and just as it goes. And like if I don't film anything or just a vlog or I film 7 videos, I do how I feel, to get kind of back to the point where there's more of a routine to it to me. I just can't be in the routine state right now. I just can't. And I can't even explain why. I just can't. I just, you know, whatever. Like Caroline was saying to me today, she's like, you seem so peaceful and serene to me today. I was like, I feel very peaceful and serene. I mean, like I was saying yesterday, something changed in me. And it was on this trip. This trip was so good for me. I think I just like, my mind was resting, not restless. And so I was just able to like think about things. I kind of feel to some degree like I'm still like in the vacation state of mind a little bit, even though we're back here. You know, my life is not difficult by any means. I have a very privileged life of sitting here making videos at home and stuff like that. I think for so long I did not do a good job of taking care of myself that I think it is just kind of like finally piled up on me. And so, you know, I think eventually I'll get back to the point where I'm like, okay, like every day I'm doing this and whatever. I mean, like, you know, this is completely different than what I said yesterday, but I feel like I'm processing it and changing a lot in my head. I think, you know, a couple months go by, I think, you know, I'll probably get to the point where I'm like posting 5-6 videos a day every single day and whatever. Today, that's not where I'm at. And if I take a day and I don't film a bunch of videos, and that's how I feel. Somebody commented on my video the other day and they said, well, it was one of those people that like, you know, has started 5 accounts and then they started a new one, posted 3 comments and then announced their exit and then, you know, commented on another channel of mine. Anyway, it's one of those people. But they said something about like, you like seem to only like posting on your vlog. Like, so you don't really seem to care about your other channels, even though people love your other channels, which I don't think that that's true at all. Like more than any YouTuber out there, I mean, this is just the truth. More than any YouTuber out there, I mean, I can tell you how many videos I have filmed this month alone. Hold on a second. So on my vlog channel, this is actually my 28th vlog that I filmed. You know what, let's just add this up real quick, since I apparently don't like any of my other channels. Okay, so that's 28 vlogs. And then on my drama video, I have filmed 16 videos. In my Peterisms video, 4, which is not a lot for this month. My review channel, 3, which is not a lot. Those are 2 that I really want to pick up on. My Peter Does Stuff video, 13. Today was my 13th video. Plus 13. My TV channel, I have 12. And all of these are like, this is slow. This is a slow month for me. And then my BookTube channel is 4, which I would love to do a lot more than that. So this month alone, I filmed 80 videos. I think you would be hard-pressed to find any YouTuber out there that has filmed 80 videos in a month. Like, that's a lot of videos. And not like I need to feel like I need to prove that to anybody, but I think that's a really unfair statement to say that I don't care about my other channels. I love my other channels. This is my heartstone. I have never shied away from saying that. I love to come over here and share with you guys, and this is cathartic for me and whatever. But, you know, sometimes I just don't have the energy on the other, I mean, to read meditations and process meditations, yeah, sure. But to, like, flip a fan and, like, really have an opinion, and, you know, sometimes I get done with a drama video and I'm like, damn, that kind of, like, took it out of me a little bit, you know? Sometimes I just don't have it. But today, I was like, if I get home early, I'm going to film some videos, and if I don't, then I won't. Well, we actually got home later than I thought that, I mean, much later than we usually do. And so I wasn't going to film any videos. I was just going to come in and start filming my vlog and have it done by the time that Alex came home. And then Caroline was helping me carry all it. So she helps me carry the stuff in if I have a lot of stuff. Today I had a lot of stuff. I don't usually have a lot of stuff because I haven't been buying stuff. But she helped me carry the stuff in, and then it was all on the front porch. And I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my God, like in the summer and the spring, I was like doing hauls out here. So I was like, I'm going to do a haul just sitting out here. So I just went inside, brought the camera out, and I did a haul. So I just posted it. But, so that was really fun. But I don't know, like, it's, you know, I mean, if it comes across as if I don't love my other channels, that's not it at all. I think sometimes it's like, if I got up earlier, which I'm not going to do, then obviously it would be a different story. But by the time that Alex comes home, I'm kind of like, I just want to relax and be with my husband and stuff like that. So, you know, it's like, how much can I get done in a certain amount of time kind of thing? I don't know. I love all of my channels for different reasons. It's like saying, like, if you had, I'm not kind of talking about your best friend, you know, but if you had 7 friends and somebody said, well, you don't care about these other 6, you just care about that. I mean, maybe you would look at it. I think it's something to look at, but I don't think it's fair. I think, like, especially on this channel, I talk about, like, all of my other channels and stuff. That's where I say, like, people just sometimes come over to get me riled up, you know? It is what it is. But it's funny because when I talk to, like, other YouTubers, and I'll say, like, you know, if we're, like, throwing around ideas or whatever, and I'll say, yeah, like, I just, like, I don't know, like, I'm not, like, in the mood to flip a fan today. And they'll just be like, well, then just take a day off. And they'll be like, I haven't posted a video in, like, 6 days. I'm like, any video at all? You haven't posted a video in 6 days? I don't know what I would do with myself. Like, I think, like, I would be like, oh my God, like that's part of it for me, is like, and that's where I'm not great at the self-care stuff, right? Like, I feel like it's such a privilege to sit here and be able to film videos, like, in the bed and or in front of the computer, be able to call that a job. Like, that's such a privilege, right? Like, for me, and other people are better at self-care than I am. I've said that for a long time. But for me, it's like, if 2 days goes by, well, on vacation, it's kind of different. But if 2 days go by and then I, like, haven't filmed anything, I don't know, it feels weird to me. I feel out of sorts. So anyway, I think I'm just kind of, like, figuring it out right now. I don't know, I feel like my mind kind of, like, you know, like, Boo passed. And then I don't even think I realized it till, like, a month afterwards, which was when the anxiety stuff happened, that, like, all of everything from, like, the past couple of years was really hitting me. And that's when my therapist said combined grief and all this other stuff. So that was really the end of November, beginning of December that I started, like, really working on some stuff, right? Like, I mean, I had been, but, like, with this, like, new stuff and kind of coming to terms with it. And the whole time I'm still, like, filming, doing this, doing that all day long, right? And then it was, like, Christmas. And then I think it was, like, that's why on this vacation I was finally able to just, like, exhale. And then we got back, and I was like, no, but I still want to be, like, next to the pool exhaling. You know what I mean? Like, I still need to kind of, like, take it a little bit easy. And I think that's hard, like, rationalizing that in my head, because I'm like, you just have such an easy life anyway, like, you know, but I don't know. I'm just figuring things out. What's the June Carter Cash quote? Reese Witherspoon said it when she won for, what's that movie called? Walk the Line. June Carter, something about rent. We're just trying to pay the rent or something. Cash quote about rent. Let's see what it is. There isn't much info about a quote about rent. No, there is a quote, because every dog has his day. Reese Witherspoon said at Oscars. This is never going to pull out. I'm just trying to matter. Okay, so her quote that she said in her 2006 Academy Award acceptance speech for her portrayal of June Carter Cash in the 2005 film Walk the Line, which I did not love that movie. Am I the only one that didn't love that movie? Reese Witherspoon quoted June Carter Cash as saying, "I'm just trying to matter." The quote is, "I'm just trying to matter and live a good life and make work that means something to somebody." I think that's me, you know? I think that quote, I think when I heard it, even though I didn't love that movie, because I think that's, you know, I'm sure that's probably laughable to somebody out there, but I feel like that's who it is. I'm just trying to matter, you know, and live a life that is good to me and make something that means something to somebody, you know, whether it makes them laugh or cry or takes their mind off of something. I think that's such a great quote. I love that quote. Oh wait, is this the whole speech? Let's see what she says. I can't play the... Okay, Reese Witherspoon. Here's her speech. Are you ready? "Oh my goodness. I never thought I'd be here my whole life. Growing up in Tennessee. We watched Man on the Moon, which was like her first movie. She thanks all these people. I'm so blessed to have family here tonight." Okay, wait. And I wanted to say that my grandmother was one of the biggest inspirations in my life. She taught me how to be a real woman, to have strength and self-respect, and to never give those things away. And those are a lot of qualities I saw in June Carter. And people used to ask June how she was doing, and she used to say, "I'm just trying to matter." And I know what she means. You know, I'm just trying to matter and live a good life and make work that means something to somebody. And you have all made me feel that I might have accomplished that tonight. So thank you for this honor. Oh, you can find everybody's acceptance speeches. I did not know. Okay, that is a rabbit hole I did not even need to go about. This is on the Academy Awards acceptance speech database. Library database. Oh my God. This is very, very dangerous for me. Oh, let's go back and read those Baz Luhrmann. Because you know what's funny is I was thinking about this when Alex came in is... You know, I hadn't listened to that song in forever, and it's like reading these lyrics. It's like, you know, what year did that song come out? 1997? I mean, what was I at the time? Hold on a second. 1997. I was, what, 25? I can't been. Minus 1972. So I was 25. Wait, did that really come out that year? Does it say on here what year it came out? Added February 2000. I remember going to see that movie. What was the song called? Everybody's free to wear sunshine. Sunscreen. Everybody's free to wear. I'm going to have to listen to the song when I get down here. Release date. What was the release date on that? It was released as a single in 1997. I guess I was 25. But you know what's interesting is I listened to a lot through the years, and I can remember, I mean, I was young. I was 25 to 30 at the time, you know? And I can remember being like, oh, when I'm older and whatever. But it already had sentiment to me, those words. The battery just went to the halfway mark. So let's read some of these lyrics that I've already read. If I could offer you one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. Yeah, I probably should have listened to that one. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. I can hear him in my head as I'm reading this. Don't worry, you are not as fat as you imagine. Don't worry about the future or worry, knowing that worry is just as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that never crossed your worried mind, the kind that blindside you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. This battery's gonna die. I'm gonna get off here and get another battery so I can read the rest of the lyrics. Okay, I'm back. Did not think that I was gonna, that was a hard one. That was a hard truth. Do one thing that scares you every day. Sing. Don't be reckless with other people's hearts. Don't put up with people who are reckless with yours. Floss. Another thing I'm not great at. Don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. I feel like I can hear this in my head. The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself. Remember compliments you receive. Forget the insults. If you succeed in doing this, tell me how. Keep your old love letters, throw away your old bank statements. Stretch. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what to do with your life. The most interesting people I know didn't know at 22 what they wanted to do with their lives. Some of the most interesting 40-year-olds still don't. Well, I'm 52, and I still don't know what I want to do with my life. So, get plenty of calcium. Be kind to your knees. You'll miss them when they're gone. Well, I'm not there yet, so. They crack more, though, at night. Maybe you'll marry, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll divorce at 40. Maybe you'll dance. It's weird getting old. It's weird getting old because if you're younger than me, and this is, I don't mean this in any patronizing manner whatsoever, but you won't get it because I didn't get it. It's not the things you think. It's not the wrinkles and the white hair and the gray hair and all that kind of stuff. It's not that you realize that you say the things to people that friends of your parents used to say to you when you were that age. You know, like, oh my God, you've grown so much. When you hear yourself saying it. Or, you know, oh, I can remember when a loaf of bread was this. I mean, you hear yourself saying the things your parents said. It's not all that. It's that you read this stuff and you hear these kind of songs or sentiments in movies and songs and books, right? And what you realize is that little by little, without you knowing it, life has kind of passed you by. And then all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're in your 50s and you ask yourself, how did I even get here? And what you realize is that you've lived a good life, most of it. I've lived a good life. There's been tragic things that have happened, but by and large, I've had an amazing life. I've had fantastic relationships. I have a fantastic marriage. I have great friendships. I'm happy about the life that I've had. I've lived a great life. But then you read things like this and it takes you back to certain memories in your head, and what you realize is that you only have a bit of time left, you know? We're on borrowed time as it is. None of us know how long we're going to be here. And I think the older you get, I think that's even harder, you know? Maybe you'll marry, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll divorce at 40. Maybe you'll dance a funky chicken on your 75th wedding anniversary. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance. So are everybody else's. Enjoy your body. Use it every way you can. Don't be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It's the greatest instrument you'll ever own. That is so true. So true. Wish I would have danced a little bit more in my youth because I love to dance now. Dance, it says. Even if you have nowhere to do it but your own living room. Read the directions even if you don't follow them. Do not read beauty magazines. They will only make you feel ugly. And then it, like the little lyrics and goes in here. Everybody's free. Get to know your parents. You'll never know them. You'll never know when they'll be gone for good. Be nice to your siblings. They are your best link to your past and the people most likely to stick with you in the future. Understand that friends come and go, but for a precious few, you should hold on. Work hard to bridge the gaps in geography and lifestyle. For as the older you get, the more you need the people you knew when you were young. God, that is so true. Live in New York once, but leave it before it makes you hard. Live in Northern California once, but leave before it makes you soft. Travel. Accept certain inalienable truths. Prices will rise. Politicians will philander. You too will get old, and when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, prices were reasonable, politicians were noble, and children respected their elders. It's weird because, you know, I don't really fantasize much about my youth. I don't think, like, God, I wish I was 20 again. Like, I don't really think that ever. I don't wish I was that age again, you know? I just wish I could stay 52 for the rest of my life, you know? Like, I still, other than the anxiety, I wake up and I physically feel pretty good, you know? Like, I just wish I could stay here, you know, for the next 60 years of my life. I mean, Caroline and I were talking today, and she's talking about one of her friends whose husband just got diagnosed with early stage dementia. It's like, I feel like I just went through, like, every friend that I know, you know, in my entire life, having people in their lives that have dementia and Alzheimer's, and now it's like people that I know whose partners are having it, you know? It's like, that's something they don't teach you in school. Like, that shit, I'm so grateful my dad has not been affected by that. Seeing people I love have to go through that with their friends and family members, it's devastating. Respect your elders. Don't expect anyone else to support you. Maybe you have a trust fund. God, I wish. Maybe you'll have a wealthy spouse. God, I wish. But you never know. But you never know when either one might run out. Don't mess too much with your hair, or by the time you're 40, it'll look 85. That is the truth right there. Be careful whose advice you buy, but this is the one I like. But be patient with those who supply it. Advice is a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of wishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth. I love that so much. Advice is a form of nostalgia. But trust me on the sunscreen. Oh my God, that's so great. What is this? What is it? Sunscreen column, what is this? It all started innocently enough. In a June 1st, 1997 column, wear sunscreen. The column set off an odd swirl of email confusion and unruly hair all over the country in its esteemed media. Friends had emailed it to friends who emailed it to more friends, all of whom were told it was the commencement address given to the graduation class of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The speaker was allegedly Kurt Vonnegut. Imagine Mr. Vonnegut's surprise. He was not and never has been MIT's commencement speaker, my mom's favorite author of life. Imagine my surprise. I recall composing that little speech one Friday afternoon while high on coffee and M&Ms by Mary Schmeck. I guess she's the one that wrote it? Okay. June 1st, the column that started it all. Most of us, alas, will never be invited to sow our words of wisdom among an audience of caps and gowns, but there's no reason we can't entertain ourselves by composing a guide to life for graduates. Oh, I love that. August 3rd, when the internet meets reality, talks about people thought it was Kurt Vonnegut, then editors, and then it came to this song. Let's see June 1st, what she said about this. Oh, it says page not found. Oh, the Chicago Tribune took it away. The Chicago Tribune? Mary, let's look this up. Mary S.C. Oh, she pulls it right up. Oh, here she is, journalist. Oh, she's a columnist for the Chicago Tribune. She won the Pulitzer Prize in 2012. What? This is how this is how Google is the death of me, okay? She was born November 29th, 1953, as an American journalist. She was columnist her columns were syndicated nationally by, she wrote the comics strip Brenda Starr Reporter. Oh my God, she did? For the last 28 of its 60 years, and she wrote the 1997 column Wear Sunscreen. The line, do one thing every day that scares you from the column has frequently been misattributed to Eleanor Roosevelt. Oh, that's interesting. She was born in Savannah, Georgia. She attended high school in Phoenix, Arizona. How old is she? Is she my age? She's 71. 53, I should have known, right? She also worked as a professional barrel house and ragtime piano player. Oh, I love that. Wear sunscreen. Her column, Schmick's June 1st, 1997 column began with the injunction to wear sunscreen and continued with the diversive advice for living without regret. In her introduction to the column, she described it as a commencement address she would give if she were asked to give one. The column was circulated around the internet with an erroneous claim that it was a commencement address by Vonnegut, usually at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and the misattribution became a news item when Vonnegut was contacted by reporters to comment. He told New York Times, "What she wrote was funny, wise, and charming, so I would have been proud had the words been mine." Oh, I love that. In 1998, Schmick published the column as a book, Wear Sunscreen. Nikki just texted me. In which the column is read word for word as written by Schmick, who gave permission and received royalties. The song was a #1 hit in several countries. Schmick's June 1st, 1997 column, as well as the Baz Luhrmann song based on it, includes the sentence, "Do one thing every day that scares you." The statement was Schmick's original work, but has frequently been misattributed to Eleanor Roosevelt. Well, there are worse people that you could be attributed to a quote with, right? Don't misquote me. Don't. That's going to be my thumbnail right there. Don't misquote me. What was the time on that one? I remember. 10 minutes, 37 seconds. Well, now we know everything we need to know about a song that I had forgotten about for the last 20 years. I was listening over and over and over again last night while I was, well, not over and over, like 3 times while I was doing stuff last night. The 10-minute version of All Too Well from Taylor's version from The Vault. I love that version of that song. Anyway, I said to Alex, he walked in the kitchen, this was before we were watching Traders UK, and I go, don't you love Taylor Swift? And he goes, what? And I go, Taylor Swift, don't you just love Taylor Swift? And he's like, she's okay. I'm like slowly going down the Taylor Swift, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to admit I'm a Swiftie, but I kind of like every song of hers I like becomes my new favorite song. Is that what happens when you become a Swiftie? It's like every song of hers you listen to that you've never heard before. I mean, All Too Well I've known for like a couple years, but it's like every new song of hers that you hear. What's the new song that I downloaded? I actually did not know this song. Okay, it's the one where she says something about you traded your baseball cap for a crown. Do you guys know which one I'm talking about? I just downloaded this song before we went to Mexico. It was my song of Mexico, actually. Okay. What's the song? I know some of you out there are already singing it. You know it. What's the song called? Long Live. Here, we have to look up the lyrics now for Long Live, because that's my favorite part of it. Long Live lyrics. Here it is. What's the part? Full lyrics. Where is it at? It's like my favorite part. You traded your baseball cap for a crown when they gave us our trophies and we held them up for our town. The cynics were outraged, screaming, "This is absurd," because for a moment, a band of thieves in ripped up jeans got to rule the world. I love that song. Anyway, enough of all that. Enough of all that already. I hope that you guys are having a magical... First of all, I asked you guys yesterday, do you want me to do my longer vlogs on the weekend or during the week? I think you guys need to get together and have a group meeting, okay? Because listen, half of you, I mean, there's only like 4 responses to it, but of those 4 responses, half of you said weekends and half of you said during the week, okay? So could you just give me a consistent... How about I just post whatever vlog I post, and if it's too long, you guys can just catch up when it's easiest for you, or just watch it as much as you want to. I just appreciate y'all showing up every single day, because I love this. Anyway, okay, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.